Mad the way they've got a Farage in here, isn't it? Farage is all over the gaff, isn't he? Smoking bifters, knocking pints back like there's no tomorrow, buzzing with his new wage structure and that. You know, he's just upped his wage, 80 quid there, kids. 80 grand. Bang, right on top of his wages every year. Because you soft cunts elected him. When you just big your dad up for 5 years and then put him forward in a local election and bang him on 80 grand a year, lad. It's easy to do, mate. You know, just put the effort in. Be committed to it. Make your dad an MP in 5. Bang, he's on 80 grand a year, lad. Yes, Nanny Mimi. That's how the political and democracy is in this country, mate. If you're rich, you can be an MP. Me, someone that's been involved in murders, gang life, wah 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 wah. If I had £1 million there and invested in me to become an MP in the city of Liverpool in 5 years, guess what? I'd be sat in Parliament with all, telling them all straight, bang, bang, bang. Imagine having the opportunity. Imagine having the opportunity to stand amongst all them, shower and tell them exactly how it is. You're on it, aren't you? I know this chewy is like plastic right now, don't you? It's got no flavour. It's got that stale, messy flavour. You know what I'm saying to people? And I know, quietly and silently, you're all encouraging me to bin it, aren't you? All quietly saying to yourselves, aren't you? Take it out of your mouth. Throw it away, Daz. You heard of Teskey Brothers? No, mate. I don't hear of no one. I've got no one around me to tell me about anyone. I don't sit there with a gang of janglers, you see, so I don't hear nothing until it lands on my doorstep. Don't about anyone's life. You know? Crack on with your life. If you want to hear what I've got to say about life and all its problems, listen and work with it. Especially the youth. You've probably got 30-year-old men in here, you know, it's pointless trying to get through to their friends. You'll say things that'll make them, well, he's on the ball in a bit, but you can't encourage them to change their ways. They've got to decide to change their ways. It's pointless. These 16, 15, 17-year-old lads down there, younger these days, 13, 14, you can influence what direction their life is going in. Even if they're a little bit corrupted off it already, you can still persuade them, swerve it, get here, get down that way, swerve that way. You can do it. It's extra hard to convince grown men that the life they're living is damaging them and the kids. You can't really... They can't fathom what you're trying to explain to them, if you understand what I'm saying to you. But every adult's got the opportunity to get a kid thinking straight. Not just me, you have as well. You know, you can influence a young man's mind if you're serious about it. And not for the negative. You know, you get the rats and influence that kid's mind to jump on that bike and deliver them bits and I'll give you the one tonight. Kid hasn't got a clue, just screeching around thinking he's in my man's good books, jeopardising 5 years of his life, 2 years of his life, off one little oneer. It's just, I need to stop talking about it. It makes me depressed. Watching young lads just treated like little... You know what happens like, with some of these kids that grow up? They realise that they've been used off that dealer and they switch on them, you know. And what's happening now in the majority of these little skirmishes, these little mad like conflicts that are kicking up on your estates and in your areas and that, the majority of the time is you've got the young kid that used to work like a cunt for these. He's now fighting with them. Do you understand what I mean? There's kids out there, listen, there's kids out there now and they've got on that bike, or they've been doing that George for my man since the age of 16. He's 18 or something now, 19. Still getting told what to do, still getting told where to go. You know, if something goes down, all of us suffer. So it's hard to get a drug dealer of 30 to understand he's a rat, basically. It's just hard to tell a grown man drug dealer that you're a scumbag. They seriously think that they're not scumbags. Honest to God, they will go down that road, give that 19-year-old woman who's got a baby in a pram a stone, and then sit there like they're not scumbags. Do you understand what I'm saying? Half of them, they've done the jail. They know the impact of dealing drugs. They know it. They've been cut. They've had stashes going missing, being in debt, had hidings, being into prison. Now they're doing exactly the same as what happened to him. And he knows what it feels like. And he knows what it's like to be tethered and told to you don't want to do. Now he's doing exactly what happened to him, to this kid. Dirty scumbag, isn't it? This is what I'm screaming about all the time when I'm screaming drug dealers. You've got to understand where I'm coming from. A lot of you may be drug dealers and you're hating on me because I'm screaming about drug dealers. You might be taking what I'm saying highly personal right now. That's your fault, lad. You know, if you're questioning yourself whether you're a scumbag or not, there's an issue there, isn't there? You half know what you're doing wrong. That's the issue you've got. You getting up every morning and polluting your community and polluting the women and children, that's what you're doing. Most of your customers are women with kids. You know how that's going to go for that kid, don't you? And this is why I scream about it. Just to try and make you realise there's different avenues to make dough these days. You put yourself out there like you put yourself on a bike. Do you understand what I'm saying? Trust me, lad. All these little music artists who are coming on TikTok just to drop your music. You need to be coming on TikTok to make yourself a creator and have your music as a byproduct. And if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, at least you're still creating and still bringing a revenue in. And there's loads of you young musicians that, yeah, you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your dough into your videos, you're getting your YouTube channel, you're getting your Spotify, but you're going nowhere. Yeah, you're relevant at the moment, but you know, don't you, kid? You're not stupid, don't you? You know, you just start making a few quid off your tracks. But that can go next level if you focus on yourself being a creator instead of, say, telling yourself you're a music artist because you've done a few tracks. You're not. You're not even writing your own tracks, kid. But you're sitting there calling yourself a music artist. Do you understand what I'm saying? The point I'm making to you is there's a lot of you lads that are using TikTok for the music angle, which is okay because it's probably one of the best platforms for it. But what I'm saying to you is you're sitting behind masks. You're sitting there doing music behind masks. When your music's dead, so are you. When your music loses its relevancy, so do you. You're never going to make nothing on social media then, are you? Take your mask off, put your face out there, do what I'm doing, but do it better than me. Look how many Scousers laugh at me. Let me just rephrase that. Look how many lads were laughing at me when I first got out and started smashing social media, doing lives. What are you doing, sitting on social media, begging? I weren't begging, I was just sharing a message of choose a life, not a knife. But that's what they shouted. Here we are 6 years later, just look at social media and look what's in them. It's all your drug dealers, it's all your gangbangers, it's all your gangsters with fresh teeth and chains and juiced up to the nines. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're all at it now. But I was a beg when I started it time ago. Use young lads that think you're going to be labelled a beg when you get on them. If they want to stand down there with masks on, shot and crack, let them. You probably make more if you use your head on this app. Honest to God, you can. If you use your head on this app, you've obviously got dedication. You've obviously got a creative mindset in you, otherwise you wouldn't be dropping lyrics, would you? Spin that onto this and make yourself some sort of influencer or creator. And you can earn a couple of £100 if you hit it right. A day. And I'm not lying to you, mates. I've had my previous TikTok track where I was taking in 320 a night. I'd just come on, do a live from 8 till 1, 320. And you can get it to there if you're after the money, if that's what you're into. Just look around yourselves, lad. Look how many people are getting rich off TikTok. Why aren't you getting rich off it? Just ask yourself that. Everyone's making dough off TikTok. Why aren't you, kid? Half of the reason is because you got a mask on. You probably make £10 a night with your mask on. Take your mask off, engage, open your mouth a bit more, start talking about experience, and it'll go up. Your views will go up. You're more appealing. If I'm walking down the street and on that side of the road you've got a kid with a mask, and then on that side of the road you've got a kid without a mask, guess what way I'm going? The kid without the mask. Now if I'm scrolling TikTok and I go, kid with a mask, kid without a mask, who am I going to lock onto? The kid without the mask. We all know what yous are like with the masks on. Or we all seem to think we know what yous are like with the masks on. Stereotyping yous, all dressed in black, all on lecky bikes, all masks on. They don't know who you are, they form their opinion just by looking at the screen. Without the mask on, it's not him, it's... Let's see what he's showing. Trust me on that, lad. Give it a go. What have you got to lose? What else are you doing in your life? I know it's hard at first to get yourself out there, but these music artists that are basically going nowhere with the music, they've already got the 1,000 people. They've already got this. They've already got a foundation to build on as an influencer or a creator. A lot of them don't want to do it because they'll feel ashamed of themselves because they're a driller and they're part of this, so they can't. A lot of them can't tolerate people putting them down. Oh, that's good to do for themselves, so they won't do it. So you'll have some egotistic dealer ripping the back out of my man because he's on TikTok. Do you understand? And it'll make him, all the other kids will make, oh, I'm going on TikTok, you bellend. That kid's not a bellend. He's making £5 a week on TikTok. What are you doing? You're making £5 a week, but you're risking life, you're risking prison, you haven't got a decent beard. So don't try and like tell that kid to swerve TikTok because you can make good money on it from your bedroom. You don't need to go and stand on the corner with your graph phone and sell weed and get a little 60 quid a night. You can kill it in your bedroom. Honest to God, lads and girls. Grow yourself a set of balls, take your mask off and get yourself out there on TikTok and you can earn a good living.